I have a theory as to how those monsters are able to track us down so quickly. It's to do with the fact that we're walking on the ground. The ground is something that they're a part of. They are part of the tower. And so, whenever we walk, we send vibrations through the floor, ergo through the tower, ergo through them. They're able to feel these vibrations, and they can use them to acutely track us and hunt us down. Well, go on then. I'm waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for you and Rune and Rex and Bug to prove me wrong, quote several theorems on magic to say, "No, this can't be possible, Sandstar. Your idea is dumb." Well, go on. I'm not going to. That's quite sensible thinking. You're probably right. What? You said that I'm right? You probably are. Can I have that in writing? From all of you? Signed? No, you can't. But you have that spell book. You could just rip a page out and sign it. Magical spell books are very expensive, Sandstar, and the pages are specially prepared to hold magical spells. I'm not going to rip out a page just so that you can say, "I told you so, sometimes I'm right." Trust me, it's worth its weight in gold. To me, anyway. But if you're going to insist and not write it down here, promise that you'll write it down when we're done. I promise that I will. You'd better. Now let's go and find somewhere to rest, but not here. Here's probably not safe. For all we know, the monsters could be in the very walls waiting to strike. He is a rather paranoid one, isn't he? He can be, Rex. Oh, he can be. Welcome back, folks. Now let's play the Eye of the Beholder 3, Assault on Mithranor. And when last we left off, can we actually rest here? The answer is no. There are too many monsters around for comfort. We're going to have to find somewhere else. We're currently on the 4th level of the Mages Guild, and there is one place that I didn't look carefully down. Here. And here is something that I doubt we're going to be able to unlock because we don't have a key that unlocks a green lock, though we do know of a place where there's a key that we haven't picked up, which is, well, it was here, unless it's an illusionary wall. And it is an illusionary wall. That's an instance where having true seeing active all the time can get you confused when it runs out. Good thing I remembered that that was there. Will this open this? No, it won't. But I do know how to solve one of the puzzles that we've encountered. I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and it's this puzzle in particular. I think we've been thinking about this one wrong. An emerald for each shall yield the key. We've been thinking that we need 3 emeralds because there are 3 of these niches in the walls. But perhaps we only need 2, and whatever we get from them will appear in the middle niche. That's not bad logic. Let's give it a go. The worst that can happen is that we'll summon a horrible monster and it will kill us. Why did you have to say that? Because it could happen. But it didn't. And there's a key. Perhaps this key will open the thing we just found. We should rest before we go there, though. My spells are expiring. Indeed, we should rest. And we can rest here, which is marvellous. Chances are that place we're going to unlock will lead to a place full of water, so we're going to need some water breathing. And we're going to need every other spell that we have that may very well just get dispelled when we get down there. I highly hope that the entire floor is not a place where magic doesn't work. It would have to be a very small floor for that to be possible to complete. Imagine going through this without having somebody who can cast water breathing. You'd very likely fail extremely fast. This would be a place of you lose. Well, that works. Let's get ready to go down there. We need that water-breathing spell, and we'll have the water-breathing spell. And I need my spiritual hammer. And we're going to need to be quite speedy about it. We need even more spells before we think about going down there. We need an aid here, and we need an aid there, and then we require a prayer spell. And the grappling hook. Who has the grappling hook? You have the grappling hook, Sandstar. That does make sense. And down we go. Ah, I didn't actually cast water breathing, did I? Now I have. Good thing that we have that with both rune and bug. Out of all the spells that I didn't cast, water breathing was the one that I didn't. That was rather silly. Now, is there anything down here of any importance? The answer is yes, there is something. There is a sword and a potion of giant strength, and we could do with a potion of giant strength. And we don't need this elven chain. It's not useful for us at all. The long sword may be decent. We'll hold on to it for now. And that's pretty much all that we can do here. Let's find the way out, which I believe is over here. You have the grappling hook. Up we go. Tossing the hook at the grate, the party pulls it aside and scrambles up the rope. Remember the water-breathing spell next time, Rune. I know, it didn't come to mind until you were actually in the water. At least that confirms that we can cast it while we're submerged. It would be a pretty bad spell if we couldn't. That is true. It would kind of defeat the whole purpose of it. Let's move on. And don't forget it next time. Don't worry, I won't. We want to go this way and head back to the area with those spikes in the floor, which is right here, because there's an area over here that we haven't explored. Now, if we move forward, we're fine, but I think there's one there, and there's one here. But there might not be some over here, which means that we could then walk over to there by going north rather than east. It is odd logic, but this is a very odd trap. We took some damage, and we are now over here. And if this isn't a spike thing, we can get over to there quite safely. And it isn't. Bringing us to here. Ah, it's another one of those. And a switch. That has revealed the way over here. Back to this location where we've already been. Be quick or be dead. I think the only way we can really go is down. Who has the crystal key? I do. But there's another lock underneath it. But we have plenty of keys. This one's not the right one, though. I think it might be this one. There we go. And I have the final one. We're ready to move forward. I think we should rest first. Perhaps somewhere where it's safer. Perhaps it's only safer down there, ironically enough. What happens if we need to rest while we're down there? I believe the water-breathing spell will persist while we're resting, but will expire once we're done. That's an awfully convenient effect of the spell. It's designed for many things, including travel to the elemental plane of water. What's that like? Very wet, Sandstar. Ha ha, very funny. Let's just get down there and see what it's like. And here we are, on a level full of water, and water monsters. Also, you may be wondering what happens if you try to use Fireball. Unsurprisingly, the spell fizzles. I anticipated that that would be something that would happen. So now, we are entirely submerged on a level of water. And there are enemies trying to come to get us. We should back up here. They're big enough that I think only one of them can attack us from any one direction, which isn't so bad. That does mean that they'll hit really hard, most likely. We better back up and see actually if Magic Missile is good against them. There's something here that we can use. With a mighty effort, Valendra breaks the rusty lever free. I don't know what that does, though. Without warning, a torrent of icy water gushes from the valve. Ow! That hurt. Wait, I can talk. Yes, that's another effect of the spell. While it's active, you can communicate freely. That's very handy and also rather worrying. You'll get used to it, I'm sure. Ah, there's stuff here. And this is a magical helmet. We definitely want to figure out what this does. Improved identify? Helm +2. Aha! If we give that to you, and then give Lilanva the helm of underwater breathing, that should increase Valendra's armor class to beyond -10. As for everything else, we have a yellow gem here that I imagine we're going to want to hold on to. What do we get rid of for that? A ring of adornment we might get rid of? Or we could get rid of... We should have a... There should be a scroll of fireball somewhere. We're not going to be needing that here. As for this is very likely to be a mace +2. It could be a mace +3. But it's a mace +2. We've been finding quite a lot of them as we've been travelling around. Let's see about getting out of here and further into this level. We do need to move quite quickly. I do not want to get stuck here for very long. And another torrent of water has pushed us this way. To some goodies. A dagger and a wand of ice storm. That's quite valuable. We could hold on to this scroll of lightning bolt, but to be honest, I don't think we're going to be needing it. There's something ahead of us here. Even I spotted that button. But did you spot this button? No, I didn't. My keen eyes help us once again. This is another switch. I don't know what it does. What happens is that we're just pushed this way, I see. Oh dear. How are we going to get back? Hopefully there is another switch that will do something to that thing that's pushing us. We're going to have to look at one of those. There is another switch here. And there's an enemy nearby somewhere. We could use Magic Missile on these enemies. Magic Missile should work. And it does. Marvellous. We'll just fire off a... That is not a Magic Missile. That is something completely different. There we go. And we'll just attack here. And Bug has attained level 11, which is quite awesome. Now, I don't want to check if Ice Storm or Cone of Cold work here. I imagine they probably won't, considering the fact that we're completely submerged, and I'm definitely not going to be trying Lightning Bolt, for obvious reasons. Now, here's something where we can put an item in, likely to open this door. This door will not yield. Not even to my sword. We're going to have to find something to put in there. It could very well be that gem that we found. It could be, but it pays to be thorough and check everywhere. And this doesn't work anymore. This is a massive outflow valve, capable of releasing large quantities of water at extraordinary rates. And I hear another enemy. We should be very careful as we keep looking around. It's something I keep saying in this game, that we should be very careful. Now, Magic Missile is ready. Oh! That, I believe, is a Slithermorph. Or just a blob. I imagine that it's a Slithermorph, however. We have seen that shape before in Dungeon Hack. We'll just attack here, deal with all of you. There looked to be another one around here. Or maybe there wasn't. And while I'm remembering it, we should look at what spells Bug can now use. The answer is 2 more level 5 spells. A Cone of Cold and a Hold Monster will be great. 1 more level 4 spell. I think a Fear might be good. 1 more level 3 spell. The Lightning Bolt would be nice. And nothing else. We're not going to rest yet until all of our spells have faded. And speaking of spells, it's time for another prayer because our prayer has run out. Marvellous. Let's keep looking around. And opening the guitar riff doors. I don't know if that's going to deactivate this. It did! Which is good, because if we hadn't have done that, we'd probably be stuck for oh. Well, that's not encouraging. How are we going to get past that? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to save, because there is a good chance here that we're not going to be able to get out of here if we have this way. Yeah, that pushes us that way, over to here, where there's one of these. But we were able to deal with that quite easily enough. Now let's explore and see if there's anything down here that's worth getting trapped. Maybe is the answer. Maybe. There's stuff here. There is, well, that's True Seeing gone, so let's get that back. I believe you have one there. A dagger, a sword, a key. The key is likely very useful. Let us find something that we can drop for that. What can we drop? We could drop this rock. We have magical rocks. We do not need non-magical rocks. And here are gauntlets of hill giant strength. That's probably worse than those gauntlets, but if we give these to you, that increases your strength to 19. And then we can give these braces of protection over to somebody else, like you, increasing your armor class to -6. And then we could increase your armor class. Nope, that's exactly the same. We could increase your armor class, though, from... Actually, they're exactly the same. Can we increase yours? No, that actually makes your armor class worse. So, I think we're pretty good now. That spiritual hammer expired. We can get another one of them, though. I am, as you can imagine, still quite nervous about being here. Mainly because I don't know if we can get back. With there being a key here, it makes sense that we should be able to return. But who knows? Maybe we can't. Let's move... Ooh, there are lots of enemies here. But they all fall quite readily to our attacks. Anything over here? There is something over there. And there's an enemy who decided, you know what, I don't want to fight you. Too bad. You're fighting us. And there are even more enemies, so let's be quick about exploring this. This is Scale Mail, Armor Class -10, Armor Class -8. That is really bad. Potions of Healing might be useful, especially considering that we are currently stuck underwater. So let us drop this magical dagger, and we will drop Short Sword +3. Maybe we'll drop that. Or we could drop this dagger +2. We'll drop the dagger +2, and I will double check that this is... Yep, that is really bad armor. We do not want to use that. There are lots of them around here. That there are. Though we cannot see where. I'm just going to presume they're absolutely everywhere. Now we have to get out of here and hope that this will do it. And that pushes us, if we go this way north, I believe that has pushed us... I don't know where that's taken us to. It's taken us to... Oh! Has it taken us to... Ah, it's taken us all the way back to the first switch. So we can actually get out of there, which is good to know. There is only one way that we can go now, I think, and that is over here. where this alcove is. And I wonder if this yellow gem will open it. But that will be for next time, folks, as when we come back, we're going to continue to explore the underwater level, and hope that there isn't going to be a really nasty challenge somewhere here. This is the level where they would throw something horrific at you. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.